Hey, hey, hey. Okay, so how are you doing today? Today we are going to be making a different kind of project today. It's not a door hanger, but it is to display some of our fun projects that aren't door hanger size. So if you're hopping on and you're catching the live, I want you to say, hey, how you doing, where you're watching from, or if I want you if you're hopping on and you're catching the replay, I want you to say hashtag replay and we will get this party started. Okay, so first thing we want to do, I've already done this part so that you don't have to hear as much of the unpleasant sound as is necessary for this project. I've already pre-sanded everything. Hey, Deidre, how you doing? Tell me if there's an echo, Deidre, because I have things set up a little differently this time. I had to rewire everything, and I feel like I didn't wire it back the way I was supposed to. So I'm technologically challenged, and so we'll just cross that hurdle when we get there. But I made a trip to Home Depot the other day because I figured, I have all these ornaments. I love to paint ornaments. Not all my ornaments are super Christmassy, but they're decorative. And look, we worked so hard on these daggum things, and we want to show them off. So we've got that one. And this is one of my favorite ones that we've done. And then we've got our Santa. Even though he's Christmassy, he can still be displayed. So I figured we'd make a fun display. Hey, Marie. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Christy Rayner, troublemaker. And then we've got our attachments, our smaller sizes that we typically put on a porch cleaner or a door hanger, interchangeable door hanger. We've got our little attachments. No matter what size they are, we can make this to be whatever size we need it to be. So if you make your attachments a little bit bigger than I make mine, no big deal. Just make yours a couple inches taller, okay? So I believe this is let me see what size this is. This is a 14-inch spindle. So I went to Home Depot and I bought two different spindles. I bought a 14-inch and I believe this is a 6-inch and a 6-inch. So I got a 14-inch and a 6-inch. And then this is just a 2x4 that I've cut down. So I got this over in the section where you get like the legs for tables, because that's what this is intended to be. So this would probably go on an ottoman, and this would probably go on a smaller table or a chair of some sort. This came out of the fencing section. So technically, this is supposed to be a cap that goes on top of the 4x4 poles that you set to put your fencing up. These are just those caps. So this is all this is. It's a 3.5-inch, I think. A 4x4 post. If it's normal 4x4 post, was a wood post cap. So if you're going to be searching for it on the website, a wood post cap. So I just picked up two because I'm going to make two different displays. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the painting part, okay? So I've got my block, I've got my two caps, and I've got my two spindles. I want to make both of them. Let's see what kind of time we have. I want to make both of them. I think we can mass produce these and do both of them at the same time. While one dries, the other one could be painted. So these come with little screws on the bottom half. Now, here's one way you can do this differently from me. I'm not going to do it this way because I don't want to mess with the drill. I'm going to take some flat nose. So these are not the kind that we twist our wire with. You can, but these have a little flat side to them, and they have little teeth grooves in them, okay? All we're going to do is we're going to remove this. We're going to remove this screw on both of them. Hold on, I just realized I did not take a picture of this. Let me take a picture of all, because I want to be able to show y'all from beginning to end. Let me take a quick little snapshot of all the supplies that we used to make these. Hold on one second. Just a quick little snapshot. Wha-bam. Done. Okay. Now, we remove the screw here. Okay. We're going to remove this one. Like I said, I think because it's going to be the exact same steps for both of them, and I want both of them. I'm going to display these side by side. So because they're two different sizes, I think they'll be really cute. And this is hardware. Don't throw away hardware, girl. Put it in a little junk drawer. I am one that never throws away hardware. If there's extra pieces to like a shelf that I put together, or if there was modifications that could be made to something that I bought and I didn't use all the modifications. Ooh, there's all the comments. I was like, where is everybody? Hey, Cindy, girl, I missed you. I've been here. I was here last Thursday. Where were you? You were here. I do feel like it's been forever, though. I do feel like it's been forever. I feel like this past week has been a year. It felt like a year. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Jerry. Okay, so we are going to, you know what I did? I put all my daggum paint away, and I put away the white paint that I needed. It's right here, though. It didn't go far. All right, so I have white paint. I don't know if this is going to be enough, but we're going to try. Ooh, I don't know if this is going to be, I don't know if this is good paint. Uh-oh. I think this paint has finally seen its last day. It dried, and it's the oldest bottle of paint. I've been trying to use that thing up. It's Apple Barrel. Let me get another bottle of white paint. I know I have some. If not, we'll just have to do a different color. Oh. Let's see. White paint. Oh, yeah. Nope, that's glaze. I knew it. Let's see. White paint. Just bought white paint, dagnabbit. I have warm white. That'll work. Let's do it. Let's do it. Sorry. I thought I was prepared. I really did thought I was prepared. I hate getting up. Here I am. Okay. Got white paint and I got black paint. So I'm trying to decide how I want to go about distressing these. I think we're just going to do white paint. I was thinking about doing a black undercoat and then white on top. But my desk over here is a natural wood undercoat and a white on top. And I think I'm just going to matchy it. Listening to you on the way home. I've missed you. Well, hey, Anna, I missed y'all too. I have been here. I will say I've been here. I promise. I've been here. Hey, Becca. And Rhonda. Wanella with the hello. I love how you put that, Wanella. Hello. Okay. There we go. Let's go ahead and get our base coat brush. Get our paint towel. Base coat brush. Melissa Pearl. How are you doing? Okay. So it's a little watery because I didn't shake it up as good as I probably should. So there's two ways that you could go about doing this part, okay? I'm going to paint all but one side. There's lots of little flats on this. I'm going to paint all but one side of this flat. That way I can kind of lay it down flat. You can either paint it before or paint it after you assemble. I'm always one to paint all of the things before, unless I'm going to have to like do modifications to it, like cut away something or something like that. I'm always one to go ahead and just paint all the individual pieces beforehand and then come back in and assemble. Once I assemble and I'm going to do the final touches, I'm ready to see the final product. So I don't want to have to stop what I'm doing and paint. And I don't like to paint funky angles. So if I can do all of this separately and be able to get it at the angle that I want it at, especially this taller spindle, and not have to finagle my way, I'm just going to go ahead and paint 100%. If I have to do a little touch-up paint, or if it sticks to this thing, at least it's just one side, and I can make that the back side. So all I'm doing now, I'm going sideways on these little parts right here to get the best angle to get in all those little nooks and crannies in there. That's going to be the worst part of painting this whole thing, is getting in those little nooks and crannies. But you want to do that. And don't worry, you do not have to stress over making this a perfect coat. We're going to be distressing it. You do not have to distress yours, but I will be distressing mine because I'm all about that farmhousey look, that rustic farmhousey look. All right, before I paint, because I don't want to get paint all over my hands, I'm going to let that dry and move on to the other spindle. All right, so we're just doing a base coat. We're not done. This is going to require 2 coats, okay? Because the wood is going to soak up the majority of this first coat. The second coat will be the best part, you know, the best, give it the most saturation. That's not the word I was looking for, but it'll work. It'll work. My brain is mush at this point. Y'all know me. I'm not one for painting in the afternoons, but that's what I've got. That's what I got. And I don't want to not show up. So I'm showing up. Have you ever just like, I don't ever dread painting because I crave painting. I don't always get to paint as much as I want to. But sometimes I just want to sit on the couch with a cup of coffee and talk myself out of doing certain things. Certain things I know I'm going to enjoy. Or has anybody else like that? Like, I know I'm going to enjoy painting. I know I'm going to enjoy spending time with my friends. I know I'm going to enjoy a family movie night with the family. But sometimes there's like this little voice in my head, and it's a negative little voice. I think we all have that negative little voice that likes to creep in every once in a while and says, you know what? Why don't you just sit down? And the second you sit down, you can't get up. Like, you physically cannot bring yourself to get back up and do all the things on your to-do list. And I feel like that little voice has been creeping in my head a little bit more than normal lately. And I just need to evict it. I just need to issue it an eviction notice and just knock it out. Like you don't live here anymore. And that's how I've been feeling lately. But once I tell it, no, I'm not going to sit down, or, well, let me get this one thing done. I'm just base coating my wood block. You'll see what this wood block is for in just a minute. I know you're all looking at the wood block. You're like, okay, I see the purpose for all the other things. Why this one wood block, and why aren't there two? There's two of everything else. I'm going to show you in just a second. It'll all make sense. A lot. Let's see. Christy Rayner is like, yeah, girl, you're singing to the choir. Singing to the choir over here. All right. Technically, you don't have to paint this bottom part because it's not going to be seen, but we're going to do it just for cohesiveness. Let's see. It's okay because we're going to do 2 coats. I usually don't like touching this, the side of wet paint and getting fingerprints in it, but it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be distressing it, hitting it with some heavy grit sandpaper anyway. So even if we do get a fingerprint, and I tried like the Dickens to get this wood, like this rough side. Have you ever cut into a 2x4 and the very end, the butt end of it is like super, super textured and grainy and just rough. Like you could tell it was the last day for that blade on the saw that at the mill that cut it down. It was like that was his last run because it was super grainy and super duper, as my sister says, super duper rough. Hey Priscilla, hey Nicole. All right, so we're gonna be going through some paint. So we won't knock this bottle out, but the only color we're using today is white paint. And we're just base coating all the things. Now, my white paint is super chalky textured, okay? It's just naturally a chalky white. I don't have to add anything to it for it to get that really extra matte look. But we will be adding a little cornstarch here in just a little bit for the second coat. All we're doing is getting a good base coat because this base coat is going to be soaked up, okay? That second coat is what's going to really, really thicken it up. So we want it to be able to be words, Erica, use your words. We want it to be able to be sanded down easily. So we're going to add a little cornstarch to it here in a little bit for the second coat so that it stays a little built up and creates a really fun distressed look. Now you could have done that for the first coat too, but I just know the nature of this wood. It soaks up moisture almost immediately. So I'm going to put that off to the side and let that dry. We may end up hitting all this with a blow dryer just in a second. What are we painting today? We are painting an ornament and an attachment display. So say you don't want to display your attachments or your ornaments on a tree. Say a lot of your ornaments, because a lot of the ones that I paint aren't necessarily Christmassy. They're giftable is what I call them. They're giftable. Like you can paint them and someone can put them on their Christmas tree because it represents them. Like the angel I designed, if you were to use it as a Christmas ornament, it's represented to gift to someone. You've already been outside, sir. And you're interrupting my conversation with my friends. I don't appreciate it. Ramo's over here just whining to go outside. It's such a nice day. And the wind chimes are moving. And anytime the wind chimes are moving, he's like, I gotta go outside. No, go lay down. You can go outside when the kids get home. kids are so he's getting to an age where the kids are just rambunctious, and he needs a minute to transition. So normally, as soon as Raylan gets off the bus, he helps me get Raylan off the bus, and then I end up letting him go outside for just a few minutes, just to just kind of be in his own element. And then he normally runs down all his energy, and he comes in, and then he's calm. But we're making a displays. We're making 2 different displays. Romo, go lay down. You were pretty much napping until I got excited. I may end up having to get up and let him out because he is persistent. He's like a toddler who wants a snack. Like our ornaments, like for like when we don't have a Christmas tree up, if that makes sense. Does that make sense, Nicole? I hope that did. I know that there was a lot of interruptions in that. But yeah, so we're making displays. I got all these supplies pre-cut. Like I didn't even have to ask anybody to cut anything down at Home Depot. This is a 6-inch spindle. This is a 14. I'm going to lie. Is it 15? I think it's 14. 14 or 15. It's a 14-inch spindle, or traditional leg is what they call it. Okay, I think everything's base coated except for the top of the spindle. So let me go back and do that. And honestly, we could keep it just the one coat. We could keep it the one coat and call it done. But I really want it to look nice and chippy later on. All right, so like I said, we're just giving everything a good one coat. Like the first coat's going to get soaked up by the wood. It's going to definitely be soaked up by the wood. So we're letting the wood soak up just straight paint, and then we're going to add an additive to the paint. I promise you probably have it in your pantry. I keep mine in the pantry and in the bathroom. But we're going to add some cornstarch to it. So I don't use dry shampoo. I use cornstarch as my dry shampoo because every dry shampoo I have ever owned either works great for the first couple of bottles, and then after I use it for a while, it's just like shampoo. Like it stops working on me, or it starts acting funny. So I'm constantly changing out brands, or the brand doesn't work for me at all, or it just gotten so damn expensive. So I was like, you know what? I used to use cornstarch back in the day. I was like, I'm just going to go back to like rubbing it like just a little bit in my hand, and I just kind of get to the very tops of the top of my hair. Done. And I have fresh hair for the rest of the day. You want to go outside? You're kidding me. You're kidding me. All right. He's going to ask to come back in, but at least he'll stop bugging us right now. Okay, so we've got everything blow dry. Let's do a quick, we got everything base coated. Let's do a quick blow dry. Wait, what? Yes, cornstarch. So I got this big old oversized salt and pepper shaker at probably Ross or Marshall's or somewhere. It's a big old salt and pepper shaker. And it has bigger holes in it. So all I do is I shake enough in my hand to do what I call the gymnastics. Where when gymnasts get on the uneven bars or something, and they grab the chalk, and you see this big cloud of. So I do it over the sink so that anything that doesn't make it to my hands just makes it in the sink, and I run the water. So I do it on my hands, and I do the little gymnastic double tap, and then I rub it into my hands so I get an even layer on my hands, and then I just kind of pat it on my head. And once I feel like I got all the hot spots, all the trouble areas in my hair, because like right at my part and right here in the front are the oil areas, okay? And that's all that dry shampoo is doing. It's just absorbing oil. That's all it's doing. It's not cleaning your hair. It's just making it look not greasy. So that's all I do is I use a little cornstarch, and then I kind of just like rustle my hair around a little bit. And it's like I use the most expensive cornstarch to make, dry shampoo that you can buy. Like, it's such a nice alternative and a more natural look, as long as you're not allergic to corn. I have a friend that's allergic to corn, so she can't do this. So I haven't even told her about it because she likes saving money, number one. She's very frugal but she's allergic to corn. So this right here, a whole box of cornstarch, I probably filled that thing up halfway months ago. I use very little on the days in between washes. And y'all see my hair. It's super dark. As long as I don't put like a lot in my hair, it absorbs and you can't tell. I hate dry shampoo. I'm telling you, Nicole, I loved dry shampoo when I first started using it years ago because it was just like, where has this been all my life? But I hate spending money on it. Half the time it works, half the time and then I live in Louisiana, so even if it does work on my hair, the second I walk out the door, all the humidity, it's like it makes my hair feel greasy immediately. Okay, so you do want everything to be bone dry. Okay, so I'm going to flip everything over and make sure I get the other side because these have a lot of crevices and a lot of angles. So even though we blow dried one side, we're going to flip all this stuff over and we're going to get the other side. Okay. Right. It's expensive. It's expensive. I didn't mean to turn it on high. I used to compete in gymnastics. Christy Rainer, she got a visual. Like she got a nostalgic visual as soon as I went. You see a little cloud. Years ago during the ice storm, during an ice storm. I thought you meant the ice storm, like the one that we had just a couple of years. I was like, years ago, girl, that was just yesterday. During the ice storm, we used baby powder. It did not disappear, but it was better than having oily hair. Yes. Okay. So I have used baby powder. I did baby powder before I did cornstarch, and I didn't like how, you're right, like it didn't disappear. I didn't like how it left like this white film on my hair, like some what was that word we were using? Dry shampoos like to do. Okay, so we've got a nice thin coverage coat. I told you he was going to want in. We've got a nice thin coat on here. Now we're going to do I'm going to say not a thin coat of cornstarch and paint, but like not a thick one either, because we already have basically half a coat of paint, because we put paint down, but all of it got soaked into the wood. So I can see the grain through all of this. It's very, very streaky, very splotchy. Move this over just a little bit so you can kind of see what we got going on. Okay. So we're going to I'm going to put my palette. I'm going to put a good bit. I don't want to have to constantly keep making it, although I think I'm going to end up making a couple of different batches. So I'm going to put a good bit of paint, a good puddle. Okay. So I got a good puddle here. Okay. I've got all that white paint here. I'm going to take about a tablespoon, although mine's already all that cornstarch floating around. All right, we'll put about a tablespoon. And see, I'm having, just to get a tablespoon, I'm having to really tap. It's because this doesn't, I do this number. So this is what I do in the bathroom. All right, I probably do about that much. And then I go, and then I do that, and then I go, shh. If I didn't have my hair up, I'd show you, but I just go, shh. And then I brush through it, and then I style it. And it's been the best natural, I'm just going to take the back of a paintbrush. It's been the best natural dry shampoo. And I've made a bunch of different kinds. It's been the best natural dry shampoo. And it's cheap. Super cheap. Now, someone's going to pop on here and say, oh, you don't want to do that. It's unhealthy. Well, we just had massive lawsuits with all of the dry shampoo companies using butane. I think that's what they were in trouble for, using butane or something. They were in trouble with the propellant that shoots it out of the can. They were getting in trouble for that. So they had massive lawsuits. So I was like, you know what? It can't be worse than one that has butane in it. So cornstarch is going to kill me. At least I go out with cute hair. All right, so I'm just going to clean the back end of my brush off. I almost didn't pour paint water. So I was like, oh, no. any paint water. We're not painting a door hanger here. I was like, no, Joker, you're still painting. All right, so we've got my base coat brush. Still has some white paint in it. Gonna dry it off as best as I can. Hey, Maria. Maria, this is like one of the few days I normally wear a pair of your earrings every day to school. Every day to school, and the kids, at least one of the girls, we only have about, let's see, there's 3 in my first class that I go to. There's 1, primarily boys, and then there's 3, 4, 5. I think there's 6 in the last class because I only have 3. I only have to go to 3. So there's 3, 4, and then 6. So 10 girls. I come in contact with 10 girls the whole day. The rest of them are boys. But all my little teenage girls, or at least one of them, every time I wear a new pair, they get used to the pairs that I wear. Every time I wear a new pair, they're like, oh, Miss Wallace, you got some cute earrings on today. And I normally, when they tell me that, I look over and I'm like, oh, I'm wearing some of Maria's. I need to let her know that. I'm wearing some of Maria's earrings that she's made me. All right, so all I'm doing, same thing, but I'm doing it with chalk paint this time. Homemade chalk paint made with cornstarch. Okay. I use my Deco Art white paint and mixed it with about a tablespoon of cornstarch. You don't need a whole lot. And it's just kind of an eyeball thing. You don't have to be super precise about it. I am going to go ahead and kind of lightly dry brush the bottom of this. No one's going to see it, but just in case it doesn't get real flush on the part where we stick it. Okay, so there's one. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, I'm so excited. I almost didn't do both of them live with y'all. But I knew myself, if I didn't do it now, and I told myself, we'll come back and do it later, I probably wouldn't have come back and done it later. I would have moved on to a new project. Because we are the queens over here of 5,000 unfinished projects. 5,000 unfinished projects. All right, so all I'm doing, and this is so thick, the cornstarch thickens it up, that one coat would be like, there's not going to be any wood grain showing through this. Like, we might see the texture of wood grain, but we're not going to see actual wood grain. You have to pick out a few. I'm going to have to, are they on your site? Like, do you have them listed on your site? I'm just going to have to order a whole slew of them. And I'm going to have to, for end of the year gifts, I'm going to have to gift, I think the ones that really, I have one that, she's the cutest little thing. They wear uniforms, but they have an option, like part of their uniform. Usually they wear pants or shorts. Like, that's what the kids normally opt for. But this one, oh, she wears a pencil skirt in the school color, and it's precious. I just love her. She always wears cute. She looks like she's interviewing for a job every day. Every day she comes to school looking like she is about to go interview for the job of her life. Like, she is the most precious little thing. And she's one of the few that, and she honestly doesn't say much to anybody in the classroom. But she will mention, I normally compliment her outfit. And so every once in a while, if she likes something that I'm wearing, which is not often, but if it is something, it's my earrings. Because I sometimes go to school looking like a bum, but she will compliment my earrings. And so I'm thinking that she likes earrings. So I might have to, for an end of the year gift for her, she might be getting some earrings. Some Maria Martinez originals. Okay. I think I'm good. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to be fine. It's just white paint getting everywhere. I know this seems boring. I know it doesn't look like we're doing much. Things are about to get exciting. Once we get this last base coat on, things are about to get super duper. I can't say that without saying it like my sister. My sister has a little bit of a lisp and she over exaggerates it sometimes just to make us laugh. Super duper. It's gonna get exciting. Okay. Okay, so there's one more side. All right, one more. Like I said, all this came from Home Depot. I did not have to specially, and I did cut the 2x4 down to fit this square. Okay, this is all about to make sense once we start assembling. Now, before we assemble, all I heard in my head when I said assemble was Avengers assemble. We're an Avengers family. When we go to assemble, we're not going to stand in distress before we assemble. We're probably going to wait till after we assemble so that everything goes in the same direction. Let's see. Somehow I missed that whole side the first go round. Bare wood looking at me. Doodle doo 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 doo. And I'm done base coating. Okay, let's blow dry everything. The only thing that might dry and might need a third coat, and I don't know, is this one because it's different wood. All this came from this came from the fencing department, and this came from the spindle department at Home Depot. But they're all made of the exact same wood, right? This is lumber from the lumber section. And so it's always a little bit different because they get more loads of this and more rotation of this. So it's not going to be all from the same watt, or it's more likely going to be darker or lighter. It's going to be different than the rest of this, if that makes sense. Okay. Oh, hey, Dana. Okay, girl. See you in the replay. Okay, I'm going to have to just go look on your website. Oh, I can already see it drying. You can't see the transformation because the camera only picks up so much. I can already see it like matte, like getting real super saturated matte. I can see the chalky texture. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be good, y'all. If I'm the queen, then Christy, she's claiming co-queen. She's the unfinished project crown. Hey, hey, how you doing, Nene? Okay, we need it to be bone dry because what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some heavy grit sandpaper and we're gonna start chipping this away. Okay, we want everything to be nice, and see if I can finger paint this. Oh yeah, I just want one side to be super nice and. I could turn this on high. I just don't want to blast y'all's ears. Okay. My whole setup is different. I said that at the beginning. So if it looks like I'm trying to learn, I'm relearning my whole thing because overnight, at least within the last 7 days, they switched buttons around on my program that I used to go live. I was just about to say, Christy, how long has it really been since you've seen Tammy? Oh, nay. How long has it really been? Because they go to church together. I was just like, that seems a little suspicious. Are y'all not on talking terms right now? All right. So again, we need it to be bone dry. sitting here waiting on a client to pick up right now, but I'm not feeling good today. Oh no. What happened? Are you just not feeling, are you feeling under the weather, or are you not feeling good? Like you need to pick me up? Because sometimes I just need to pick me up and it makes me feel bad. Like I just feel sick. I'm not physically sick, but I need a pick me up. Like I either need a girls' day, or I need a date night with my husband, or I need a one-on-one with my. Sometimes it's just a one-on-one with my. I'm a mom that loves time with her kids. That was me, Remo. I crave time with my kids, and sometimes I just want one-on-one time. Like my son and I have. I don't know, really. Calm it down, sir. Ooh, this one's still really wet. I think it's just because it's further away. This one's pretty dry. This one's pretty wet. Like my son and I have found he's gotten so old, and I've gotten so old that we just don't know how to hang out anymore, because he's gotten to that age of, like, we can watch movies and we're perfectly fine watching movies, but he's gotten into his hobbies that are no longer including mom, and I'm just like, I don't want to interrupt with that, but I also want to spend time with you. And I can tell, like, there are days where he'll come in and out of his bedroom with nothing to say, but he just wants to be in the room with me. And I can tell, like, do you just want to hang out? But we're like, but what do we do? It's like, you're not 5 anymore. And so we can't just pop on a cartoon. And you can only watch so many movies without talking and feel like you've had quality time. Like, movies are fun. Movies are fun, but sometimes you just want that genuine quality time. And he and I both are quality time kind of people. So we have finally found our new little thing that we're going to spend, we're going to set aside time and spend time with each other. And it may not be every week, but it's painting. Of all things, it's painting, but it's just not painting this. He's not into the frou stuff. So I had to meet him halfway. So we're painting like models and stuff like that. Like we're getting these little miniature models, and I'm teaching him using my ceramic expertise. My experience painting ceramics, I'm teaching him how to paint his models. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, y'all. It's real nerdy, but whatever he wants to do, I'm happy to do it with him. That's still super wet, but we'll just do that one last. Everything else is pretty bone dry. Let's make sure this is, oh, nope. This is the last piece that needs dry. So my brother and I spent all Saturday at a local shop just spending time together. That's all we did. We just spent time together, put our little model. I have no intentions of playing this game. None. Zero. But I'm investing in a whole set of these models so that he and I both have something to do. And I'm not interfering with his squad or his army. It's mine. You can't use mine. He's a teenager. He's a teenager. Definite teenager shenanigans. So I'm excited about that. I'll have to post pictures of our progress and take you along with that journey. It's kind of fun. It's kind of neat. Never heard of it a day in my life until he and my brother started playing it. And then my son was just like, it'd be fun if you played. It would, wouldn't it? It's a nice idea. My 15-year-old too. I know, isn't it the saddest thing? Oh my God, I'm so happy to catch you. Hey, sis. I miss your face. I miss your accent. I miss your cows. I miss everything about you, Suze. Is there anything I can add to the list? Suze has Highland cows. She lives over in England. And she has Highland cows. And they had a baby last year. And I was following that baby's story. I was following that baby's story for a while. Every time she posts a picture, which wasn't too terribly often. But I'm like, oh, the cow, the baby. All right. So we are going to I've got wood glue and super glue, not the gel kind. I can never stress that enough. Y'all, do not waste your time or your money on the super glue gel. I do like the Gorilla brand. I do like the super glue. I just don't like the gel because it doesn't go as far. It is just as expensive, and I think my bottle is dried out. I'm going to be super duper Sad. Did you know you can take the whole top off? Oh, I'm dangerous now. You can't tell me nothing. Nothing. Oh, I'm excited. I did not realize that. You tell me I can get a good old glob because I'm going to need it for this project. All right, so I'm going to lay it on its side because sometimes super glue can be super thick. See what I did there? Super glue can be super thick, so I'm going to lay it on its side so all that super glue, this is an older bottle, all of it can kind of like venture to the side so it'll be easier to come down the nozzle. So I'm going to set it off to the side. I'm going to show you how we're going to assemble this, okay? So the taller spindle, which I'm not going to turn it upright, I'm going to show you with the smaller spindle so that you can get an idea of how we're going to do this. So the taller spindle, pretend this is the tall one so you can see, okay? It's just too tall for my, like I could move my whatchamacallit, this thingy, but then we just have to move it back. So let's not do that. So the tall spindle, pretend this is tall, it's going to go straight on the block, okay? So this is a wood post cap, like for fencing for a 4x4 post, okay? So the underside, which I will eventually have to take this out, but that is not a job for right now this second because I would spend, oh wait, hold on. Never mind, done. All right, so this right here would normally be how you'd cap it and you'd see this part. We're not going to do that. We're going to make this the base. We're going to make this what touches the table, okay? So it's going to sit just like this. And I'm going to put the spindle on top just like this. I'm just going to center it. And I'm going to glue it down with my little cocktail. You know, whenever I use super glue or wood glue or any of my other glues, I like to do a cocktail unless I'm messing with fabric, okay? I like to do my wood glue or my slow drying glue. Anything that's a slow drying glue that needs to cure. I like to use a little bit of super glue to fast set it in place so that while it's curing, it doesn't shift. Okay? And I don't know if this super glue is ever going to travel. You know, I have another bottle right here, so no biggie. I just hope it has enough. Yeah, this one's way more fluid. Okay. So same stuff, just different bottle. Now, that's for the tall spindle. Remember, I told you, pretend this is the tall spindle. Okay, so the tall spindle, I don't know if I'll get all of that in the shot. It's just going to be like this, okay? So this is what it's going to look like, okay? Just a spindle on a block. And do you need this fancy one? No. Get you a big wide piece of scrap wood, like a 2x4, but wider, like maybe a 2x8 or a 2x6 or a 2x12. Come on now. Use your brain. Use your brain. Now, for the 6-inch one, my ornaments are anywhere between 4 to 6 inches tall on any given day, right? So if I use a 6-inch one, it's not like, see how it already meets the edge? If I put it up to the edge, there's still this free hang-in wire. I can put my finger through it. I don't want that, okay? Same thing with this one. So you have to take into account the wire that adds a little bit of extra length to it. Okay, so all my ornaments are way too tall for just the 6-inch. So I was like, but they don't make it. I didn't find an 8-inch and I didn't find a 10-inch. This was the best size for attachments that weren't 18-inch. 18 inches was just way too big. And this was like the smallest size that was close enough, but not quite tall enough. So that's where the 2-inch block comes in. So this is about 1 3/4 inches to about 2 inches. Just like that. Okay. So we're just going to put the extra block on that. Okay. And once we get this all painted up and distressed, it's not going to look, it's going to look really nice. It's not going to look pieced together. It's going to look really nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and make the short one first so that you can kind of see how it assembles. So I've got the 4-inch size. So it fits a 4-inch post, but it is not 4 inches wide. It fits a 4x4 post. It is, I don't know if it ever gives us the exact dimensions of the actual block. I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. It just says fits normal 4x4 post. Okay. Sue says, no, Sue says a teenager too. It's so hard when they get older Christy knows the pain. I mean, I'm telling you, it breaks my heart when they get to an age where you can't just wing. Sorry, that was about to go. You can't just wing being the cool mom anymore. Like they don't just automatically give you that title. Like you gotta work for it. And I'm at that point where I'm working for it. All right, I gotta get the dry glue out of the cap, or I could just, you know what, I can just pour it out. I don't have a pokey tool. Normally, I just take a straight pen or a ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pen, no, like a sewing pen or a straight pen, and I just kind of poke it through, and it pops all the dry glue out this end, and I just take a napkin and wipe it away. But I don't have that right now, so we're just gonna put a little bit right here, and I'm just gonna be messy about it. I'm just gonna use my finger to spread it around. You can use a paintbrush or you can use some kind of sponge. I'm just going to spread it around. Probably shouldn't have spread it around that much because I probably should have left some bare wood open to touch the super glue tube, but that's okay. It's okay. It's gonna work. I'm gonna put a little bit of super glue. Normally I would have like left. I didn't think about it as I was spreading it around. I'm gonna put a couple drops of super glue. I really want this to stick. Now, if you ever find that this doesn't stick down, and it's wood to wood, like it's not glue, like you didn't over glue it like I did. I accidentally over glued it. And there's going to be squishiness. It might hold. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Say any of the wood glue seeps out on the side, just take a baby wipe and wipe it away like it's wet paint. So I've got one side that's super sappy. It almost looks like sap coming out. All right, we're going to set that aside. Okay, that one's going to need some extra time to dry. That gets the short spindle. Okay, this all off to the side. So Sue says that the babies' names, the baby cows, are Monica and Mr. Oh, I like it. That's cute. Monica and Mr. The babies. They're little babies. They were the cutest things when they were first born. Okay. So I'm going to leave a little bit of bare wood. Notice that I only put enough wood glue, and I'm going to put a good bit of wood glue. I want this to stick. I'm even going to try and get it in that little hole right there. It may not stay in that little hole, but I want it to get in that hole. Remember, that hole is where we took the hardware out. The spindles originally come with a screw bottom, and we just took some pliers, flat nose pliers, and twisted it out. Okay, so let's take our super glue. And unlike the last time, we're going to put our super glue on the bare wood. And it doesn't have to be 100% a perfect stream of super glue. I actually went a little overboard there. But we just want it to be good coverage. Good coverage. We just want it to stick. Now, if you want to make sure this thing sticks down and it does not come undone at all, then that's when you would have broke out the drill and pre-drilled a hole and used the hardware that came with the spindle. But I don't want to mess with the drill. So that's why we're messing with glue. All right. Same situation. If you get a little bit of glue that seeps out, this time it's super glue. So got to act fast. Just take your baby wipe. Clean it up. Okay, so we're going to set that aside and let that dry. We're just waiting for that super glue to dry. And it shouldn't take too long. Now, this is the one. We may not finish this one today because I think I did an uh-oh. I think I did an uh-oh and put way too much wood glue to where there wasn't a clean spot. for the super glue, which it'll all dry. It'll all dry down. It'll all be fine. But I don't think this wood glue is going to cure in time for me to finish this one to be able to sand it, because I'm going to have to manhandle it a little bit to sand it. Got to go for, oh, it's bedtime. That's right, because you're on a different time zone. It's bedtime. Oh my goodness. Hey, Jen. All of y'all are here. These are all the girls that I was in a mastermind with last year. And I miss y'all so much. I have needed y'all. I poured it straight in that hole, y'all, where that hardware came out. I just poured it straight in there. And I'll probably regret that later, but way too much glue. Way too much glue. Let's see if it goes down the hole. That's me, Romo. Oh, wait. I see the divot. There it is. Okay. It went down the hole. And I'm just going to spread it around just like I did last time. Wipe my finger off. Again, probably not the safest thing to do. Just use your finger. But I haven't died yet, so. What have you been up to, Jenny? I feel so special. Y'all came to say hi. I feel special when all of y'all come to say hi, like everyone. Okay, so same situation. We're just going to center it as best as we can on top. But this time, you know what? I'm taking that back. Oh gosh, I'm taking that back. I'm glad I thought about this before I let it completely glue down. I don't want to center this in the center. I want to bring it to the front. So let me show you what I'm doing. It is, oh, you can't see that. Let me see. It is flush to the front, okay? It's not centered down. It's centered as far as like, if I was looking at it this way, it's centered in the middle, unlike me. There we go. I'm a little bit more centered. That was bugging me. But it is flush to the edge. So it's not perfectly centered in the bullseye center of the actual piece. It's centered on the edge. Let me show you. See that? But it's like, it's smooth. Now, if your spindles have flat sides like I do, even though it's round, it's got flat sides. I want to make sure my flat sides, there's a flat side that's facing forward. Okay. It's going to be very important when we go to finish this thing. So this is what we're going to set this aside and give it more dry time. But maybe by the time we get done sanding this will be ready to be sanded. I just don't think so. I'm working on my March subscription box at the moment and listening to you. I miss you too. Oh, I just debuted my March subscription. My Paint Studio ladies. I just debuted their designs for the month, and I'm excited about it because they're super, super duper cute. I've been holding those secret for a couple months now. Hey, Sheila. Okay, so we are finally at the fun part. And we're going to take some heavy grit sandpaper. This is 60 grit, okay? This is 60 grit sandpaper. All we're going to do is we're going to rough up the edges. This is, if you got a drink close by, you might want to cover it. If you got, now you can go finer grit, like you can do an 80. You can do a 120 or 100. I just like the coarser because it really knocks it away. I'm not looking for nice and fine. And this is going to not be a very, what's the word? Distinct or very heavy of a sand. This is just going to be knocking off the edges. Like, so we're just going around and knocking down the edges. Okay. And honestly, if you don't want to have to sand the whole thing, just sand the front. There's a definite front to every piece, especially if it has flat sides like mine does. So this has I don't know if you can see it on camera, but like this right here is flat. Even though it's a round spindle, it's got flat sides to it. See right there? And so all I'm doing is all those edges, I'm just sanding them. I'm sanding them away. Hey, Connie, how are you doing over there on YouTube? What you doing right now, girl? All right, so I'm going to do a flat edge, and I'm going to show you. Hopefully I'm not making y'all seasick with the sanding. Okay, so this is what it would look like if you did it on a flat. Okay, see how I just went over that edge? I don't know if y'all can really see that. See how I went over that edge, and see how all of a sudden the bare wood started to appear, and it's given that real rustic. Did I miss the painting of the No, you haven't missed that yet. I uploaded it, but then Facebook kicked it off. She's talking about Paint Studio stuff. I've uploaded it, but since it was a pre-recorded one, Facebook kicked it off. Like it wouldn't finish uploading it. So I think I'm just going to have to schedule an extra day and paint it live again. I don't mind painting it twice. I really don't. It was a fun one to paint anyways. And that way I can give a set away to the nursing home. A lot of times I give, if my local friends haven't already claimed something that I painted, a lot of times I'm like, oh, I want that. Can I have it? Because y'all know me, I don't do custom orders, right? But if I paint something and a local friend wants it, they just claim it. And they'll message me like, hey, I want that if you haven't already got it named off for somebody else. And that way I have two. I love to give things to the nursing homes around here. Because not everybody gets a visitor. Not everybody has family that's showing up and doing all the seasonal decor. So this way, the ones that aren't getting the visitors and the ones that are, their room is kind of bigger. I'm not going to, I can only display so many door hangers at a time. I love to donate them to local. How much is this shaking the table? Let's see. I really want y'all to see it. So let me get y'all a good angle. So there we go. How about that? So all I'm doing is I'm just hitting the very edges of that are raised. I'm not really trying to get bare wood on this flat section. And I'm not trying to get every inch of the raised sections sanded. I'm just doing technically the bare minimum. So there we go. It does. And I send cutouts for the activity. So my sister has tried to talk me into supplying cutouts. She works for a big one. Like there's a lot of residents and they love arts, art projects. So I'm like, oh, that's a lot of cutting out. I can give you the name to my supplier. All right, so see, as I'm working around, it's not really, that cornstarch doesn't make it so thick that it's hard to work it away. I've used some other additives in the past that have made it so thick and sticky. So once it's dried, it's like glue. It's almost like the paint was glued down. But this cornstarch just almost chips away. And it's so pretty. Okay, so. Like I said, you do not have to go all the way around the entire spindle. Okay, you just don't want it to look stark white. Like I don't want it to look flat white. This gives it a little bit of visual interest. I'm working on like switching between two different pieces of sandpaper because one's holding up a little better than the other, but it's smaller. So my fingers are slipping off of it, but I'm almost done. Okay. I'm not going to sand the little one here. I'll sand it after I finish doing mine. That way y'all don't have to sit through the sanding noise 2 times. But I'm glad I got it built because I knew if I didn't build it here with you now, I probably would have moved on to a new project. So add it to the unfinished project pile. Okay, and then you could always go this way around this side and get a little bit of roughness on those raised, I don't know what you would call those. Now my sandpaper's just chipping off. This higher grit or lower grit, really, this rougher sandpaper, it'll do that. So just be careful. But it works so good at sanding things away just because it's rougher. Almost. Okay. All right, let's go back. Go. I'm going to do just a little bit on the top up here, and then we should be done with the sanding. Okay, where's the front? We're just going to focus on the front right now. Okay, so here's your next step. I'm not going to do this one on camera because I want to sand a little bit more. Move all my mess to one side so I can wipe it up later. So we've got our spindle, right? Let's move our camera to where you can see the whole thing. We've got our spindle, and we can do one of two things when it comes to this attachment size spindle, okay? I think what I'm going to do is, hold on one second. I'm going to change my, let's see. I can't do that here. I got to do it here. Let me change it to where it's just me. Hello. Okay, there we go. I think we finally got it. Okay, so we've got our spindle here. Okay. So we've got the top of our spindle. Let's grab an attachment. Okay, this is what we painted, I think, back in January in the paint studio. Okay, this was our attachment size. So over in the paint studio, we painted door hanger, an attachment, and a 6-piece garland. They all coordinate. So this was the attachment, and here's one piece of the 6-piece. So this was the attachment. So this would go on your porch liner, but the 6-piece garland, you don't have to make it a garland. You can make it an attachment or an ornament. So you could drill holes on this just like an ornament, or attach your ornament hanger just like we would an ornament. Okay. A lot of my ornaments are about 4 to 6 inches depending on where, how I'm feeling. So you can do, where did everybody go? There we go. You could do a 6-piece garland here, just one of your 6 pieces, and make it an ornament and hang it there and add some really cute beads, some little twine, whatever you want to do. So this was the ornament or the garland piece, and this was the attachment for January, right? So we're going to take our spindle. So I'm going to make sure I find the spot. Okay, so all of them did. Okay. Just want to make sure I get a flat side. So what we can do is just like our door hangers, right? Our interchangeable door hangers. We can add some Velcro to this, just like an interchangeable door hanger. Or we can add a clothespin. Say we don't want to use this for a art piece. Say we want to use it for like printable art, take a little clothespin. I get these at Hobby Lobby over in the scrapbooking section. They're just little embellishments. You can either put it right here on the flat and just put like a little, like it would just hold a picture of some sort, and you can decorate this up here, or you can put it way up here. Okay, just put it way up here, and you have more room to hang stuff on, right? But today, since we're wanting to hang wood, I want to use Velcro. So I've got some Velcro right here. I did. What did I do with it? Did I use the blow dryer so much that it went, it probably did. I can always cut another piece. I was well prepared, y'all. I had it pre-cut and all the things. So I use industrial strength Velcro. I get it at Hobby Lobby and Michael's. You can get it at Walmart too. It just has to, I prefer the Velcro brand. I do prefer the Velcro brand. Okay. So I'm going to cut both a scratchy and a soft side. Okay. Usually I only need the soft side because my base of whatever I'm using already has the scratchy side. Look what I found as soon as I cut a new piece. The piece that I had originally. The piece that I had originally already cut to have it pre-cut. That's okay. So I have just a 1 inch by 1 inch scratchy side and about a 2 inch by 1 inch. You know, you can do 2 by 2. It does not matter however much you want to use of this, but I recommend only using a small square of this on something so small here. I use a 2 by 2 inch square on my porch leaners and my interchangeable door hangers. This is a smaller project though, okay? I'm going to put Velcro on my my tall spindle, but I'm not going to put Velcro on my short spindle. I'm going to use a different attachment for that. So y'all stick around for that. All right, so we're going to take our scratchy side. Okay, this is not the soft side. And I'm going to take my attachment. I normally put it in the middle. So about the middle. So I picked about the middle 2 by 2 square. Anywhere in that 2 by 2 square, you're going to hit about the sweet spot at the middle. And I'm going to place it on my spindle about where I want it to be. Okay, I want it to be in the middle. I want it to just kind of be freestanding. So I'm thinking, the more I think about this, the more I'm kind of wanting to use a 2 by 1. So I think I am going to use the same size of this as I do this. Okay, so I'm just kind of like thinking ahead. I think I do want to. So I want to put this, I'm going to eyeball it. I want it to be kind of, I think that's about centered of how I want it. Look how cute that is. Okay. I could also put it up here, okay, if I really wanted to, and it'd be like that. I think I kind of like it free floating. What do y'all think? Should I put it in the top or should I put it in the middle? Y'all vote on that real quick. Should I put it in the top or should it start at the top? Okay. So there's it at the top. Let me hold it back. Okay. Should it start at the top? Or should it, see if I can hold this without it kind of flopping around. Should it be in the middle? Okay. Should it be at the top or should it be at the middle? Okay, Anna says middle. Charlene says middle. Lots of hardware stores have, yes, industrial strength Velcro. And it has to be that's the thing that I just like the Velcro brand because I know its quality. Industrial strength is the key though. Everyone's saying middle. Okay, not one top. Okay, let's go with it. We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. So I'm gonna eyeball it. So I'm gonna put it in the middle, and about where I would put the Velcro on my attachment. Okay, so it'd be right about there. Okay. And the thing about this is, I am using the white, and it just so happened I painted this white. This does not have to be white, right? You do not have to paint this white just because your Velcro is white. I painted this white because my display desk, my little catch-all back here is white. That's the only reason why I painted it white. So I'm just going to hold it down. This also has some cure time in it. Most people don't know that about the industrial strength Velcro. It has cure time just like all the other adhesives that we use, right? Wow, I'm looking at this and everyone is saying middle. I am shocked. Not one top. I agree, but I also saw the cuteness of it being at the top too. I saw it. It had some cuteness to it, but I agree with y'all. The middle was the way to go. Hey Jennifer, how are you doing? Okay, that wasn't super straight, but no one's gonna care. No one's gonna care. Like it's not. Like look how like it's hanging over on this side. It's hanging over on the bottom. It's not the perfect. We're not going for perfection. That's hard to say. Let's try to say that real quick. So we've got our scratchy side on our interchangeable base, okay? Whether it's a door hanger, whether it's a porcelainer, whether it's a spindle display that like we're making today, okay? You want the scratchy side. It's just my preference. It's just from my, experience, the scratchy side on the base and the soft side on whatever your art piece is. So in this case, our attachment. So here's how I always, 9 times out of 10, if I'm not being lazy, this is how I add my Velcro, which the soft side, I will say, is harder to get the little plastic piece off than the scratchy side. So be prepared to fight with that. We're going to pull that out. So there's the little plastic piece. Remember, throw those away. Those end up floating off and you find them on the floor somewhere. I like to take it and I put it on the very tip of my nail right there. Okay. Cause it's going to stick. And I like to just center it just loosely and try, to get it off my finger without pressing it down. So it's just kind of hanging by a thread there. Okay. It's just got a couple of loops. It's real loose on there. Okay. Even though we're going to squish this down, we're going to find the center. And we're going to squish it down for about 5-10 seconds. Jen, I got your message the other day and I mentally responded to it. I mentally responded to a lot of things the other day. I don't know what world I was living in. There we go. See, it's now on our attachment. You can do that on your porcelainers. You can do it on your interchangeable door hangers. I always try to center it on the actual piece that I'm going to display it on first before I add the Velcro. So there we go. There we go. Isn't it super cute? And now we can display it on our shelves. It makes really cute shelf display, or like back here where I don't have any shelves. This adds more. See how industrial? I love it. So even though we have all these raised edges right here, see all the raised edges? Even though 100% of the Velcro is not touching on 100% of the other piece of Velcro, look how it's stuck. Okay, so it's not going to fall off. You're going to have to pull this thing off. Okay, but look at it, and it may shimmy and shake a little bit, but the fact that because it's indoors and it's not going outdoors, you're not going to have to worry about it shimmy and shaking. Now, if this was outdoors, I would want it to be like flush. Okay, this is not an outdoor thing. If you were to do this outdoor, I would use all outdoor things, like put an outdoor sealer on top of this. I would do outdoor. The wood glue that I use is indoor, outdoor, so I don't have to worry about that. Look how stinking cute that is. Now look at this. Remember what we did the other day? Y'all do not forget. This right here was a free printable template, and I can put it in the comments if you want it. Just put Popsicle in the comments, and I'll come back and give you the link to that. We're going to do another piece of soft side of the Velcro. So I guess we didn't cut this thing in vain. We're going to use it. We're going to use it. If I can get the paper off. And after we put this Velcro on, and I show you how it's just going to make it so easy to change Super cute indoor decor. So your porch lantern attachments do not have to be porch lantern attachments. They can be indoor attachments too. There's so many different ways you can display these things. Okay, so we're just going to center it to the best of our abilities. Okay. Yeah. How cute. Look at our little popsicle. Look at our little popsicle with the leprechaun hat and the little horseshoe. It's so cute. Look at it. So put the word popsicle in the comments. I will go back and link where you can get that free. It's a free printable template and a free JPEG. So it's a whole bundle. Okay. So that is this spindle. This is the 14-inch, okay? We didn't modify anything on this one. This is straight spindle and wood cap cover. Is that what it? Wood post cap, okay? Wood post cap. All right. What time is it? Oh, we still got a little time before little miss gets off the bus. Now, this was our ornament. We're not going to sand it. We're not going to sand it. I'll go back and sand it later, but I will show, I can sand around the enclosure. No big deal. So let's go ahead and put our, not enclosure, but our hanging thingamabobber. We have two options. Y'all tell me what, hey, can you keep an ear out for your sister? She'll be getting off the bus in about 15 minutes. We have two options here, okay? And yes, both of them came from the scrapbook section, okay? Scrapbook, stamp, mixed media section of Hobby Lobby. Both of them came from Hobby Lobby, okay? Okay. This is Tim Holtz or Paper Studio. I'm not quite sure. It's just a little clip, kind of like the top of a clipboard, okay? It's just a little clip. And here is a clothespin, okay? So clothespin or clip. I will say the clothespin, I have so many ideas for using these cute little clothespins. I have this size. And I have, look how cute. Look how stinking cute. Oh, you can't see that. This size is. Like, look at that. But if we were to use clothespin, we'd use this size. Like a normal size clothespin would be almost double, if not a little more than double. This right here, look how cute that. Everything's cuter in miniature. It's just everything's cuter in miniature. So should we use the metal or the wood? Metal or the wood? So the clip. Okay, so Charlene is saying the clip. So in the clip. So there's the clip. He's gonna be out there for a minute if he's going now. And here's the clothespin. Right? I love making the mini. I love painting door hangers. Don't get me wrong. I love painting door hangers, but sometimes you don't have, you don't necessarily want another door hanger. Sometimes you just want to paint it. And so painting it in miniature, it knocks out the itch to paint something. And you're able to, I can display a lot more ornaments at one time than I can door hangers. So I will say that. Okay, so we got 2 votes for the clip, 3 votes for the clip. Christy and Anna both say clip. The minis are my favorite things. I'm telling you, minis are my favorite. And ornaments and minis. Okay, so I think we're going to go with clip. That's 3 votes for the clip. And we haven't had 1 vote for the clothespin. So we're going to put the clip right here at the tip top. Okay, right there at the tip top. We might center it just a little bit. Because look at the clip. Okay, this works out perfect. So the clip itself has a little bit of a curve to it. Okay, it's a little bit of a curve to it. And the spindle has a little bit of a curve to it, okay? And they nest together just right. So we're going to put it right there where it nests. So it's not flush to the top. There's about an 1/8 of an inch between the very flat top and the clip. So let me show you how I'm going to use this before I glue it down. So we've got the clip just like that. I'm going to get an ornament. Oh, our little angel ornament. And the ornament is going to sit on top of the clip, okay? So the ornament, the angel, hold on, her wire is all funky. Oh, look, her wire is definitely funky. Okay, here we go. Okay, so she is going to sit right on top of the clip. So if I want to hang an ornament, see where that 2-inch block came in handy? If I didn't have that 2-inch block, she would be kind of like sitting like this because of this lip. Like she'd be sitting like this, kind of laying on top of that lip right there. So we're going to put her like right there. Now, say we get a really cute printable, like a motivational quote, or even a snapshot. Say we get the really cute snapshot of one of the kids or the dog, or just one of our favorite pictures, and we just want to display it in a super cute way. Guess what? Let me see. Let's pretend this is a picture. Okay. That clip acts as a paper clip. Okay. So this is a 2-for-1 display. Now, there's 2 different ways you can adhere it. We're going to do it the lazy way, which is glue. Be very careful which side you want to pick. This side is the super flush side. Remember, we did not center this bullseye, right? We didn't center it in the center of the actual 4x4 square here. We centered it just to the front and flush, very flush to the edge, okay? Keep forgetting that we're not bird's eye view here. So I'm going to take wood glue. Okay, just a little bit, just a dab. Okay, just a dab, just a little bit. It's a teensy bit. In fact, I wonder if I can just dip it in. I can. Oh yeah, this is going to be good. It's going to be good, girl. Okay. Make sure I don't get any extra on the inside of the clip itself. I don't want it to stick to itself. Okay. And then we're going to take, is she home?
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, I told you. Cool. Just put it on the counter. She'll be home in about 5 minutes. Got a few minutes.
Yeah. Can I have fun dip?
No, that's hers. I let you sneak some of her candy the other day. That's her goodie bag from school.
Where?
He's always trying to take her candy. Which a lot of times I'll let him, but she didn't get very much candy, and she is very aware of what was in that bag. She took inventory. All right, so all I'm doing is I'm just centering this clip. Like I said, like we're just gonna hold it there because we need that super glue to dry. Make sure I got it good in the center. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I'm just gonna hold it there. Isn't it gonna be super cute? So after I finish here, I'm gonna go ahead and sand it and distress it just like this, and I'm gonna show you how it displays, like, because they're different angles, or heights is the word, because they're different height. They're gonna display side by side perfectly. Like, they're not gonna be so matchy that they're not gonna look good together. Look at, crap, it wasn't dry yet. More than dry. Put a little bit more super glue on there. Come on. Okay, there we go. We might hit that with the blow dryer just to kind of help it out a little bit. All right, let's go back. Remember, we went down about 1/8 of an inch just so it nests perfectly. I'm doing this upside down, and I'm afraid it's going to be. Come on, glue. It's glued to my finger and not to the wood. That's what I get for messing with it. Stop gluing to my finger. Come on. I think I'm just going to have to let it free float there for a second. There we go. So I'm just going to let it sit there without touching it because my fingers keep sticking to it because I've touched it so many times. I got to make one of these for my station at the salon. And it's going to be super cute. It's going to be like having a little mini door hanger. That's what it, I mean, isn't that what an attachment is? Isn't it like a little mini door hanger? So while that's dry, let me show you how this goes side by side. Okay, so shh, please don't fall on me. Don't fall. So here we go. So it's safe to put an attachment on here. Safe. No, I don't have any attachments in ornaments that are yes, I do. Don't let me lie. Don't let me lie. Y'all don't let me lie to y'all. Don't let me lie. Look at this. Look at this. Remember our queen bee from last month? Let's get a little bit of Velcro on there. I just heard her best. She's going to be making a cameo here pretty soon, y'all. All right, so I'm just going to cut in a little piece of Velcro because I never did put Velcro on it. For all the scratchy sides that I don't use, I just set them aside. I will eventually use them for something. Like I have used a good bit of them throughout the years, just at paint parties and at different events, and putting them on different. Back when I did orders, what did I use? Oh, I was going to put just eyeball in the center on this. Be a rebel. It'd be great for teachers for their desk or for their classroom for the change, especially young teachers that do the seasons, like who decorate, like for the like when I say young, like the lower elementary school educators. I don't know, high schoolers might like this too. High schoolers might have fun spotting it changing throughout the school year. Look how cute that is. Okay, so we've got that. And then our ornament, let's see if it's dry yet. Dry enough. Oh, yeah, it's dry enough. Okay, so here's our ornament that we made that matched this. Look at that. Look at that. How cute. Where's my Vanna White skills are not. How cute are those side by side? Hey, my baby girl. Hayden stole my hat. It's snack day tomorrow. She came in with a snack bag. That snack bag is my nemesis. That means I got to go shopping tonight or first thing in the morning. I always forget about snack bag. So there we go. Look how cute that is. Now, if we wanted to display, I wish I had a cute little picture to sit in the side. If I wanted to display, hand me one of those laminated hearts. Right there. See my little, they're just pieces of paper laminated. Right there. That right there. So you can't see, but one of the students, here's another one. We did affirmations, or what did we do? Were they haikus? I can't remember what we did. It was one of our projects in the classroom. And they colored the hearts, and they put their, Miss Wallace is the laces to my shoes because she keeps everything tied. So all the ones that they wrote to me, I didn't want to lose them. So I saved them. And they didn't want them out. They once they're done with the project, they could care less about the project. So they had the option to throw them away, and most of them threw them away. And I was like, no, I want to keep this. So any of the ones that they wrote to me, so I could just display that. So it's a cute, fun way. And your kids' art, like if they have a cute little art project that they bring home. Here's the other one. You can't really see their writing, but she said, Miss Wallace is the Coke to my cola because she's sweet and nice and my favorite teacher and very bright, strong woman. Well, dang, she was really going for the brownie points that day. I love it. I love it. I love these children's. So just fun little ways to display different things. So this clip has a 2-for-1 kind of thing for you. So you can display paper or photos or artwork that is flat, or if it has a hanger. And they do make bigger versions of this. So if you wanted to opt to put a hanger on your bigger pieces and hang them from the top here, you could as well. But I wanted to do this for my ornaments specifically because I don't wait till Christmas to display them. Usually I make these tier tray items. But if you notice, I took my tier tray away. I don't do a tier tray right now. I wanted to display them in a fun, funky way. I love it. Still need to sand this. So if you enjoyed this project or would love to join us again for another paint tutorial, we typically are here every Thursday afternoon between 1 or 2. It just depends on when I make it home from school. Between 1 and 2 in the afternoon, Central Standard Time. And I can't wait for you to come hang out with us for the next time. Until then, I'll see you later. Bye.